This one is going to be about Phantasia. Phantasia or imagination. For Plato, Phantasia belongs to the realm of appearances and illusions. For Aristotle, Phantasia is neither perception nor judgment, but a distinct capacity of the soul, the capacity which responds to appearances derived from memory, dreams, and sense perception. The second century sophist Philostratus was the first to call the faculty of producing visual images phantasia, which is contrasted with mimesis, for mimesis will produce only what she has seen, but phantasia even what she has not yet seen, and she will produce it by referring to the standard of the perfect reality. The Neoplatonists like the concept of creative imagination, though the Neoplatonic Phantasia can reproduce images of higher principles in mathematics and language. Therefore, Phantasia, as a mirror, is placed at the junction of two different levels of being. The mirror of imagination not only reflects images of the phenomena, but also images of the noetic forms, ideas, thus translating revelations and divine epiphanies into visible icons and symbols of the higher realities. At the junction of Phantasia, which is identified with the nous by Proclus, rational and irrational meet. The object of Phantasia are imprints, figures, and shapes. So, Phantasia or imagination is the power of the soul. The I see it as manifesting in two ways. The power of imagination, when you picture images, sometimes can be moving images, and you translate them into a painting. It can be things out of your imagination, things that you haven't seen yet, but they are expressed almost like in a prophetic way. You are accessing the noetic, the intelligible world of the gods, also connecting it with the mortal, the material. You're making a bridge between both, and you create a painting. You see, there's not really a hidden message in paintings. Paintings are exactly what you are seeing. There's no hidden message. Some people like to, oh, that's bullshit. You know, so uh, that's one type of person. Imagination runs like that. But there's another type of people who are incapable of seeing the world in images. They see it only through symbols, mathematical symbols, for instance. That's the example of the Platonists, the Neoplatonists. You see, they were all about geometrics and arithmetic and mathematic and stuff like that. So when they accessed the noetic world of forms and ideas, they saw it as icons and symbols. They couldn't see it as a painting or a moving picture. They couldn't see it like that. They only saw it as symbols and mathematics. And so there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing can be known except for the modality of the knower. Each one of us sees the world slightly different. They are seeing the world through their lenses, and some other people see the world through another lens. So I, for instance, my imagination is translated into pictures. So I have tendency of painting, even though some of the things are not things that I've seen. No, but they come. It's almost like there's some paintings out there that literally predicted the future. These people, these artists were literally traveling through time. No, they were remembering. They were using recollection. They were walking with the gods, and they were using recollection, because in the noetic world there's no past, present, or future. Everything happens simultaneously. You see, everything is happening simultaneously. There's no time or space in the noetic world, in the spiritual world. So imagination is a distinct capacity of the soul. Now, dreaming is also a capacity of the soul, but it's not the same as imagination. Dreaming is almost like fiction. It's not based on the noetic. The noetic doesn't lie, you know. The noetic, the spiritual doesn't lie, but dreams can lie because dreams are more close to the material world than they are closest to the noetic. In fact, they don't go to the noetic at all. Dreams are only of the material. It's almost the mind, the human mind. It's bored because the body is tired and goes to sleep, and the human mind is bored. So it starts scrolling through your memories, yes, physical memories of the psychophysical, and recreates an alternative thing, you know, like a science fiction thing. So dreams are not based on any premonition or noetic or, you know, nothing, no eureka moment, nothing. Dreams, I wouldn't pay much attention to it. Imagination, on the other hand, it's the eureka moment. Imagination is when you are in the shower, when you are connected with water, which is the medium that connects you, you know, through to better to the soul, to the divine. Phantasia is a mirror placed in junction between two levels of being, the non being and the being. The non being is the spiritual realm, you see, and the being is the material realm. So I find this Phantasia or imagination, I find it very interesting. So tell me what you guys think. Have a nice day.